Your 20s is such a weird time. Everybody's doing different things. You're trying to figure yourself out. You're gonna make mistakes in your 20s, and you don't have to make all the right moves now. Hey. Hey fam, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. My current goal is 10K and your support would mean the world. And for more fashion and real-time content, be sure to follow my Instagram and show me some love. Okay, so I just want to take a second to talk about Dossier. We are partnering together in this video and I'm so excited. I love Dossier. I actually used their products way before. I have always loved perfume. My grandmother had so many perfumes growing up and I would just go in her room and try all of them. Smelling good is like the best compliment. So Dossier reproduces classic luxury scents for a fraction of the price. So yes, smell good on a budget, which is what we're here for. And the best thing about it is that you are not losing quality in the scents. They do last a really long time and they smell amazing. They range from like $39. There's some on the site for like $29, and they cut different expenses so that they can offer these scents for a lower price rather than luxury scents that go for around what, $50 to $250. So the scent that I got is the Floral Lavendar scent. This is inspired by, don't judge me, but it's the YSL Libre Eau de Parfum. Smells so good. Another scent that I got is the citrus green apple. I had gotten this a while back. This is inspired by the Dolce & Gabbana light blue scent, which I am in love with, and this matches it so wow. So if you do end up getting the perfume, if you want to try it out, they do have a 30-day return policy and you can test out the full-size perfume and you can return it if you don't like it for free for refund. These perfumes are also cruelty-free, they're vegan, they're free from different chemicals, and everything that they use is actually recycled material, down to the packaging, which is cardboard, and also down to the glass bottles that they use, which is recycled glass. They also have male scents. If you want to get your boo thing some cologne, you can do that. So Dossier does have a welcome offer where you can get 20% off on your first purchase, and they are giving me a 10% discount to give to you guys, so it's a total of 30% off on your first offer. So definitely make sure that you order your perfumes now, okay? Make sure you check everything out down below. Everything will be listed, and I hope you guys really love the perfumes. I'm gonna be doing my hair and my makeup. I already did my skincare. I'm also gonna be talking to you guys about things that I'm learning in my 20s. I still have a lot more to learn. I'm only 23. I'll be 24 next year. But I would say that I definitely am learning a lot so far, and I'm only in year 3 of my 20s, so I can't imagine what else I have to learn. If I'm looking off camera, I have a mirror right next to the camera so I can see what I'm doing. So the first thing that I normally do is do my eyebrows, and I use the Anastasia brow freeze most of the time, not all the time. The first thing I want to talk about is going to college. I know a lot of people choose not to go to college. Some people who go to college, they leave, they realize it's not all that, you know, society plays it up to be. And I just want to say, as someone who did go to college, I would say that you're not gonna learn everything that you need to know in college. Honestly, I've learned so much more outside of college than I have in college, pertaining to mainly like my field or what I'm want to study. And another thing is, college will not guarantee that you'll find a job, especially within our new graduates 2020 2021. Unemployment rates are still high. Jobs will laugh at you if you just say, oh yeah, I have a degree in this.
Like, nobody cares.
Nobody cares if you have a degree in whatever. They care about your experience. So experience is everything, and I went to college thinking that I really was gonna learn everything I needed to know from my field, and that once I left college I was gonna be this educated woman. I just thought, like, once you get a degree, your form of intelligence is just at a new level. And yes, that is true to a certain extent. There's a lot of things that I learned in college. I'm definitely grateful that I went to college, and I wouldn't do anything over. I would definitely still go, but in terms of money, I just think it's really a scam with how much money you're forced to pay just to go to college. Like, I don't know, I just think it's crazy to me. And yeah, you might learn some things in your field, but the real teacher is life, and the real teacher is experience. So another thing that I'm learning too is that your 20s is such a weird time. Everybody's doing different things. You're trying to figure yourself out. You're trying to figure out what you want in life. You're trying to figure out like where you want to live, moving out of your parents' house, having kids. Like, it's just a crazy time. I don't know. I wasn't prepared. I really wasn't. What I learned is that you're gonna make mistakes in your 20s and you don't have to make all the right moves now, you know? I feel like we rush so much to be successful and have these lives by the age of 25, and it's like, we're still young. Like, what are we rushing for? We're rushing because we're in competition with other people, or we're comparing our lives to other people. If there was no comparison, there would be no rush. My main point in this is just don't play it safe right now. I'm not saying to be out here making crazy decisions and not thinking about your future. Like, you definitely should be thinking about your future, but this is not the time to go into the corporate world and work a job that you hate just because your parents told you to. I understand we need to make ends meet, or we're trying to build up, you know, our savings or whatever it is. That's okay. Like, if you need to work a job you hate at the moment so that you can build up to the point of where you want to be, or let's say you're working a job, you don't really like it, but it's teaching you what you need to know to reach your goals, then that's okay, because you have an end goal in mind. But if you're just working a job that you hate just because, like, no, this is not the time. This is the time to do all the shit that you wanted to do that is hella risky, like going on tour or something, or like starting a business. This is the time to do it. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but at least you tried, you know? Right now I'm just using concealer just to fix my eyebrows because these are not even at all. You have one life and you're the only one who has to live it. Like, nobody has to go to work for you. And if you have to work a job you don't like right now, that's cool, but don't get stuck there. What's the point of living life if you're always doing shit you hate? So I'm here to say, don't give up on your dreams. Like, you're only 20. Things take time. So as a collective, we need to relax. So if you don't know like what you love yet, test out your interests first, but don't just get complacent in something that you don't like doing because it's safe, it's easy, and then you're gonna wake up at like 40 and be like, wow, like I didn't do none of the things I wish I did. All right, my eyebrows did not come out that good, but that's okay. We're gonna move on. So the next thing that I learned is your job description does not equal your worth or equate to your worth as a person. And the same thing goes with how much money you have. The first thing you do when you meet somebody, mainly in America, because I heard that other countries really don't do this, but the first thing you ask is, what do you do? Not, hi, how are you? What's your favorite hobby? What the hell is that? Quick intermission. Your worth is not based upon your paycheck or how much money you're bringing in. Like, oh, today's a mess. I can't do my makeup today, y'all. We should stop asking people what they do the first 30 seconds that we meet them. Like, I know it's interesting to see like how somebody makes money, especially if they look well off, you know? And I don't think it's necessarily a bad question. I just think it's bad when the reason why we're asking is to rank them on how important they are. Because your job description, you're an artist, that makes you better than, I hate to compare it in this sense, but that makes you better than like the lunch lady or the janitor. Like, treat everybody equally. The next thing is kind of like money. This whole thing is like college, career, money type of thing. I'm using the H2O Proof eyeliner pen by e.l.f. It's really good, highly recommend it. And I'm just gonna do a little wing eyeliner. I can't talk and do this at the same time, so we're just gonna speed this up. I kept going back and making it thicker when I should have left it alone. All right, next thing is to actually invest your money. Like, it's okay to save your money in a bank. You have to put your money somewhere, but your money sitting in the bank is only making the bank richer and doing nothing for you. Invest your money into something that you care about, whether it is you save up to $10,000 and then you take that money and invest it in the down payment on the house, or you invest it in like a rental property, or you invest it in a new business that you want to start. Invest it in the stock market. Don't just invest in things just because people say to invest in it. You want to put your money in places that you actually care about and that is gonna make you money over time. Next thing is kind of like a personal thing for me. I know some people don't believe in this, but manifestation is a real thing. The earlier you learn how to practice it, the better your life will be. A lot of people get manifestation confused. Manifestation is both believing and action together, and that's how you manifest what you want. So yes, you have to put in work, you have to put in action yourself, but when you believe it'll happen, doors will start to open for you. My car is like one of the biggest examples of a manifestation that I had. 2 years I was manifesting the car. I would sit down and visualize the car in my driveway, me driving my car to the store, and now I'm actually doing that, and it's crazy. Alright, so the next thing is living at home in your 20s. I still live at home. I'm learning that, you know, living at home, it's hard. It's not easy, especially if you went away to school and you came back home and now, you know, you got people telling you what to do and how to do it, and technically you're underneath their roof. But there's nothing wrong with living at home. There's so many people around the world where moving out before getting married or moving out so young in your 20s is like frowned upon. Like many places around the world, around the countries, they live at home until like, I don't know, 30s maybe. Even some people live at home still. Like, I feel like American culture is just so individualistic and so, I guess, independent, which is not, that's okay, but there's nothing wrong with being with your family at home. You get to save money, you get to spend time with your family. And I'm tired of society making it seem like if you live at home in your 20s that you're doing something wrong. I use the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer as my contour. I just get a shade that's darker than me. If your home environment is toxic though, I understand you moving out early. If you need to move out, then do so. But don't feel pressured to move out just because. And rent is expensive as now, so... First things first, I'm gonna need everybody to go get the 5 love languages and read that book. If you don't like reading, there's a free audiobook on YouTube where you can listen to it. It really is the key to healthy relationships. Not just romantic relationships, but friendships, relationships with family members, all of that stuff. You might need a lot of affection and hugs or whatever, but that's not maybe what your partner needs. They may need like a lot of quality time. Another thing that I'm learning is like setting boundaries is so important. All right, I'm pretty much, oh, I forgot to blend this on my freaking, let me do that. Setting boundaries is so important, like learning to say no. And this is like gonna be a lifelong lesson, to be honest, because it's hard. I struggle with this too. You don't have to go to every function. You don't have to do like every favor somebody asks you. And I'm not saying to never help people out, but it's just like you don't need to say yes to everything, you know? And the same thing goes with communication. This is like a skill that you constantly have to work on. All right, we're gonna move on to the hair. Moving on to friendships. Something that I noticed with me, like as I get older, I realize the less friends that I need. I have trouble managing the few friendships that I have already. Me, I'm okay with just a few friends. Like that is perfect for me. I used to want like a huge group. Like I think a group of girlfriends is cool. Maybe like 4, you know, 4 or 5. 5 is pushing it. 5 is pushing it. But like 3 or 4 good friends, like that's good for me. You know, like it's okay to grow apart from friends. Like it doesn't have to be any bad blood. Some relationships are there to serve a purpose in your life for that moment, and then the next chapter of your life is meant to be celebrated with other people. The next thing is about time management and things like that. This is a difficult one for me. I'm learning that having a schedule is really important, especially after, you know, being done with school. You no longer have that schedule of like your classes and finals and all these other things that keep you on track. It's all up to you now. So creating a schedule for yourself is so important. One thing that I love to do is block scheduling. From 7 to 10, I'm gonna do these things, and whatever I get to first, but during this block of time, this is what I'm gonna be working on. I need structure, but not too much structure. So learning what works for you is really important. Learning how to not only manage your time, but more importantly your energy. And basically I learned this from the YouTuber Rawina. I hope I'm saying that right, but she had a video about managing your energy instead of your time. Your energy goes up and down throughout the day. Instead of trying to be productive all day every day, learn when your body needs to rest. Learn the things that give you energy and the things that take away your energy. All right, another thing is on perfectionism. I struggle with this, but one thing I learned is that done is better than perfect. I'm not going too crazy with my hair just because I am braiding it either today or tomorrow. I don't know what to do with this though. Next, I'm gonna move into some rapid fire questions. My makeup is done. 1, invest in your body. Invest in things that make you feel good, look good, whatever. When you look good, you do feel good. When I smell good, like the Dossier perfume. Shameless plug. I feel good. Invest in good food. Invest in a healthy diet. Invest in a nice skincare routine. And next, I'm gonna read off some must-read books and audiobooks. The first one is absolutely my favorite audiobook of all time, and it's called The Power of Vulnerability by Brene Brown. I look like a bird. If you take nothing from this video, please listen to that book. It is so good. The next thing, like I said before, read the 5 love languages. Another great book is The Science of Getting Rich. It's also a free audiobook on YouTube. I just gotta do my edges real quick and then I'm done. The next book is You Are a Badass, which is like the first book I read when I started getting into self-help books, self-development. Of course, if you read You Are a Badass, you have to read You Are a Badass at Making Money. That was also really good. 2 people I recommend listening to is Lisa Nichols and Louise Hay. Those are just great people to learn from. You're like, on your self-development, personal development journey, which is important in your 20s. Because we need to heal all that childhood trauma. This is the time for that. Some podcast recommendations is the Mindset Mentor. Amazing podcast, gives you really quick tips on how to better your life. The Lavender Lifestyle. I don't think she's still doing the podcast anymore, but you can go back and listen to all her episodes. It was amazing podcast, so highly recommend that. Another podcast called Gentler. It's practical self-care. Next is The Real Real by Natalie Barbu. The last one is Don't Keep Your Day Job. She talks about ways of escaping the 9-to-5 life. Next thing, rapid fire. Going out partying all the time, it starts to get old, and for me it's no longer worth it. Yes, sometimes I want to go out, have fun, get drinks or whatever, but I'm not searching for that anymore. I like to stay home. I like to watch movies and edit. And I come to learn that really it's not all that it is cracked up to be. Another thing is it's not what you know, it's who you know. Goes back to the whole college degree thing. You can have a master's degree, but somebody who knows the manager is most likely going to get the job. Another thing, I feel like I said this before, but it is that you have time. We're only in our 20s. We have so much time to learn, so much time to grow and better our lives. We do not need to be millionaires by 20. Of course, I would love that. There's nothing I would love more. Multi-millionaire in my 20s? I would love that, but there's no rush. We shouldn't feel pressured to do that in our 20s. And another thing I learned from the book The Science of Getting Rich is that when you are constantly comparing yourself, that's when you start rushing, because you're constantly trying to be better than this person or reach that level that this person's at. But when you stop comparing yourself, you realize that there's no rush, because we're all on different paths and we all are on this earth to do different things, and we're all different people. So another thing, there's this whole thing that you need to have babies in your 20s, especially if you're a woman. I don't know why there's this notion that once you reach your 30s your eggs dry up and you can't have kids. Like, yes, our eggs do age, but you shouldn't have to feel pressured or rushed if you don't want that. If you do want that, then go ahead, but yeah, you're gonna be fine if you have kids in your 30s. Personally, me, I do want kids like in my mid-20s, but right as of now, I think it's more important right now to heal your childhood traumas and to heal yourself and your generational traumas. I'm not saying that you have to be perfect first before you have a kid, but I do think it's important to really heal yourself and your traumas early on so you don't pass it on to your kid. Learn how to rest, learn how to play, and take time for yourself. Hobbies can just be hobbies. Everything does not have to be a side hustle, and I feel like everybody's so quick to make money. I love side hustles, but we can also have hobbies that just are hobbies and are not things that we do to make money. It's important to have those things so that we can rest and we can play. That whole thing that you can rest when you're dead, we need to change that. It is not healthy. Oh, I forgot to put on lip gloss. That whole thing that you can survive off of 4 hours of sleep, or I'll rest when I'm rich. Why? And that also goes back into that thing that, one, your productivity is equal to your worth. So the more productive you are, the more things that you're doing, the more valuable you are as a person. And also this thing that you can't treat yourself until you reach this certain threshold. And it's like, no, it doesn't work like that, because once you get there, there's always going to be a new threshold that you're trying to reach. So we can't wait until we reach a certain level to treat ourselves. Treat ourselves now. So yeah, self-love and self-acceptance and self-care is, in my opinion, the key to almost everything in life. And that's it. The way you love yourself is how you love others. The way you love yourself is how you treat yourself. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're still here, God bless you. I'm going to show you guys my outfit. It's nothing crazy. So I'm just wearing... Oh, please don't tell me I have the camel toe. Just wearing this tank top set from Zara. It is so cute and so comfortable. It's stretchy. It feels like I'm wearing night clothes, but it also looks put together, and I love this color. I'll have it linked down below. Then I just put this white button up on top. I was too lazy to, iron it before this video. It's from Shein. Alright, so thank you again so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, God bless you. You're a real one. I love you. And leave me a comment down below if you have some things you want to share that you're learning as well. I will see you in the next video. Bye. What did you just say?
That's new.
What? What's new?
That you smell good.
You like it?
Nah, yeah, you smell very good.
Thank you.